Hey everybody, Paul Dame here, chair of the Vermont Republican Party. Just wanted to let folks know I'd been doing a little reading over the weekend here and came across a news report that said that the Vermont Democrats have just completed their party reorganization. So I wanted to do a little video just to reach out, first of all, congratulate all the officers on their new roles. I look forward to having a spirited debate as we come into the 2022 election. But I think it's also important to take this moment to highlight some of the major differences between our two parties and just how we've selected our leadership. The Republican reorganization was very public, a very open process. I made an announcement about my candidacy. My opponent did the same. The time and the location of our meeting was made publicly available on our website months ago. So anybody looking for it, they knew where our website was, would have been able to find it. We had press attend our meeting. We had other individuals. We had house reps, just people who were interested. Bloggers, CAX was there, Digger was there. About a third of the people that were at our reorganization meeting were not eligible to vote. So it was a very open, transparent process. Democrats, however, did things very differently. I couldn't find anything on their website indicating when their meeting was, where it was, whether anyone other than delegates were invited to attend. It's unclear whether they even met in person. Did they meet in some boiler room somewhere? It seems unlikely that any press were even invited or notified of the meeting because the only reports I could find was a reprinting of a press release from one media outlet. So it's a little troublesome to me. Maybe it's a little troublesome to you too, because to me, that's part of a larger pattern I think that we've seen play out nationally and even here in Vermont, right? Democrats make important decisions behind closed doors. Their party leadership was yet another closed door Democrat decision. A few years ago, Vermont Digger reported about this secret meeting that was held by a majority of the Senate in their Democratic caucus that was trying to come up with ways to use the Senate and their business to make Phil Scott look bad. More recently, the entire process of the infrastructure bill that was done in Congress was done outside of the public view, behind closed doors, no public engagement, no public process. So I think Vermonters should be a little concerned that Vermont Democrats are about to do the same thing with the candidates for federal office. Have Democrats already met to determine who's going to be allowed to run for federal office or some of the statewide offices that might open up? Have they decided who's not going to be allowed to run? Has a group of little known power brokers already bypassed the voting public in the primaries? It's hard to know. I mean, former gubernatorial candidate David Zuckerman recently said the successor for high ranking elected officials has often been predetermined by those in power using a small network of powerful people and money long before the general public even starts to pay attention. Has this already happened in the way that they've elected their party leadership? What other races are going to be predetermined by this small group of powerful people and money? Do we even get to know who's in that group making those choices on behalf of Vermonters before we even get a chance to weigh in? What other kinds of things are they deciding on our behalf? That's why I want to encourage every Vermonter to consider voting Republican in the next election, right? We have to earn your vote on more than that. And as party chair, I'm going to do my best to make sure that we accomplish that. But I hope that everyone has in their mind that giving all the power in the state to one party has a tendency towards making decisions of significant public importance behind closed doors with little to no public input. And that's a dangerous recipe for disaster. I believe the differences in our conduct come from the fact that Republicans want to trust voters and Democrats want to control them. We believe that the people of Vermont, are what make Vermont great. And yeah, sometimes a little bit weird, but that's what makes us unique. That's what makes Vermont fun. Republicans are your way to resist this sort of one-size-fits-all prescriptive approach to government that Democrats have taken. Democrats believe that the power needs to stay in their small circles with their experts making their choices for the entire population. Republicans believe that the power belongs to the people as individuals. In the coming weeks, I'm going to be making an announcement that gives every Vermonter who's interested more participation in the direction of the Vermont Republican Party, more so than we've ever seen before. So make sure you're subscribing to our Facebook, our Twitter, our YouTube channels, and you'll be able to get those announcements when they come out. We believe that everyday Vermonters are an important part of the decision making process, and we want your input. So stay tuned.